don't buy me, you don't buy some, you don't buy somebody, you. Even though you never, even though you want to, I beg no bother. They go on, do you? Even though you didn't know, now you know. Drug abuse is bad, even though it all do me, even do my body, even though you don't buy me, you don't buy some, you don't buy somebody, even though you never, even though you want to, I'm again no bother, big old wound do you, even though you didn't know, now you know, drug abuse is bad, don't do them like, don't do them no like, I go do my part, I go sing them louder, even though, you know, be a drug addict, do your part to make I next for no carry them, even though you never, even though you want to, I beg no bother, they go on do you, even though you didn't know, now you know, drug abuse is bad, even though it all do me, even do my body, even though you don't buy me, you don't buy some, you don't buy somebody, even though you never, even though you want to, I'm like no bother, big old wound do you, even though you didn't know, now you know, drug abuse is bad, even your friend says it's cool, don't fall for it, don't fall for it, even the country hard, don't fall for it, drug abuse is bad, even though you never, even though you want to, I beg no bother, they go on do you, even though you didn't know, now you know, drug abuse is bad, even though it all do me, even do my body, even though you don't buy me, you don't buy some, you don't buy somebody, even though you never, even though you want to, I'm again no bother, big old wound do you, even though you didn't know, now you know, drug abuse is bad, even though you didn't know, now you know, drug abuse is bad.
I can stop it, I can leave it all. Oh, oh, oh.
I can't stop it, oh, I can't stop it, oh, I lie. I can't leave it, oh, I lie. I can't leave it, oh, I lie. Rock go shot in my life. I can't stop it, oh, I if I sit down, they do nothing. I can't leave it, oh, I lie. I don't go wait until they want me. I don't go wait until it buy me. I cannot put I make you drop soon to me. Even though something must to kill a man. I cannot put I let them kill me. I go stand up, I go look for a professional.
'24. We'd like to appreciate all our compatriots across Nigeria, those joining us from Europe, America, Asia, the Middle East, and the rest of Africa. We're live from Sorry about that. I need to remove. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that hitch. I have to remove the person who interrupted that opening conversation. Yes, we're live from the national headquarters of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, located in the nation's federal capital territory, Abuja here. We'd like to inform everyone on the space and those that will be joining us that indeed this is a platform where we share information, knowledge, and raise awareness about substance abuse and its devastating impact or effect on human lives, public health, and indeed our environment. This platform also serves as a channel of providing help to those struggling with substance abuse who indeed need treatment. It's also a means for us to update you about all the activities of the agency, especially what we're doing to curb the scourge of substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking, as well as getting your feedback so that we can continue to improve on what we do to serve you, the society, and indeed humanity better. It's important to let you know that this conversation is recorded and is streamed live on our other social media handles. That is, apart from X, where we are broadcasting live from at the moment, we're also live on our Facebook. That's at Facebook at NDLA01 and also at NDLA TV on YouTube. You can always go back and listen to the recording and even share with others. As we live, we can also share the links with on our handles, on our timeline, on our status for others to be a part of this conversation so that together we can have a very pleasant discussion and then get empowered, especially when we have someone today who will be sharing his experience, his struggle with substance abuse for more than a decade. That's a young man for that matter. His story is good enough to inspire somebody who is still struggling. His story is good enough to also teach others some good lessons so that they can abstain from substance abuse. But before I invite the young man who would be speaking, who will be sharing his story with us on this platform today, to make his presentation, please let's remind you of some of the activities of the agency this past week, which comes in our news highlights segment, which should be taken by two of my ladies, Miriam and Comfort. Miriam, let's have the updates from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Week. First, the headlines. NDLEA intercepts 31 million pills, bottles of opioids worth 17.9 billion naira at Lagos PH ports. Recovers tramadol consignment in cosmetic packs as wanted ex-beauty queen surrenders after 8 months in hiding. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have intercepted a total of 31,124,600 pills of tramadol, 225 milligram, and bottles of codeine-based syrup worth over 17,932,200,000 naira in street value at the Port Harcourt Ports Complex, Onne River State, and Tinkan Seaports in Lagos. The seizures were made following intelligence processed by the agency on the movement of the shipment from their port of origin in India, leading to a demand for 100% joint examination of the watch-listed containers with the Nigerian Customs Service and other sister security agencies. A breakdown of the seizures show that 350,000 bottles of codeine-based syrup were recovered from 2 containers on Tinkan ports in Lagos on Thursday 29th and Friday 30th August 2024. Each of the 2 containers had 175,000 bottles of opioids. At the Port Harcourt Port Complex, Onne, NDLEA operatives equally intercepted a total of 447 cartons of tramadol, 225 milligram, containing 29,840,000 pills of the opioids, as well as 380 bottles of codeine-based syrup from 3 containers on Thursday, 29th August. The tramadol shipments came under different brand names, such as Royal Tepadol, Carisoprodol 225 mg, and Royal Tramadol Hydrochloride 225 mg. The following day, Friday, 30th August, another set of 3 containers, watchlisted by NDLEA, were subjected to joint examination. At the end of the exercise, a total of 3,030 cartons of codeine syrup containing 554,600 bottles of the opiates were recovered from them. This brings the total bottles of codeine seized at Onair, Rivers, and Tinkan in Lagos to 1,284,600 bottles, worth over 8,992,200 naira in street value, while the combined seizures of tramadol stood at 29,840,000 pills,
Hello, sir.
valued at 8,940,000,000.
It's on.
Sadiq,
In
I
the same
interrupt you.
vein,
Remain muted, please.
NDLEA operatives at the Port Harcourt International Airport, Rivers State, on Tuesday, 27th August, arrested a suspect, Eze Emekan Don, while attempting to board a Kronos airline flight to Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, with 1,490 pills of tramadol concealed and packaged as cosmetics of different brands inside his luggage. His attempt to compromise the officers to evade arrest was rebuffed. Meanwhile, a wanted ex-beauty queen, Miss Aderinoye Queen Christmas, also known as Miss Queen Oluwadamilola Aderinoye, has surrendered to the Lagos State Command of the agency after about 8 months in hiding. She was declared wanted by the agency in January after she escaped her Lekki, Lagos residence when NDLEA operatives raided her apartment at Oral Estates, Lekki, on Wednesday, 24th January. Following credible intelligence, she deals in illicit substances. The suspect was Miss Commonwealth Nigerian Culture 2015/2016 and founder of Queen Christmas Foundation. Recovered from her home during the search witnessed by estate officials include 606 grams of Canadian Loud, a synthetic strain of cannabis, an electronic weighing scale, large quantities of drug packaging plastics, a RAV4 SUV marked Lagos KSF 872 GQ, and her picture frame, among others. The suspect, who claims she has been in hiding in Akure, Ondo State since January when escaped arrest in Lekki, Lagos, however, surrendered to the agency on Wednesday, 28 August. No less than 1,122 kilograms of cannabis was seized from a suspect, Mustafa Ibrahim, when he was arrested on Monday, 26 August, along Orchard Road, Ajah, Lagos, while 816 kg of same psychoactive substance belonging to a suspect at large was recovered from the same location, same day. In Niger State, NDLEA operatives on Monday, 26 August, arrested a suspect, Friday Gabriel, along Mina Suleja Road, while conveying 1,900 capsules of tramadol, 300 bottles of codeine syrup, and 600 packets of XL5 tablets. Similarly, operatives in Bauchi State on Saturday, 31st August, arrested 2 suspects, Garba Mohammed, 35 years of age, and Usman Yakubu Shehu, 31 years, along Bauchi Gombe Road, while transporting 308 blocks of cannabis, weighing 246.4 kg, concealed in 4th compartment of a J5 bus marked Edo State URM 38ZY. In his response to the latest seizure and arrest, Chairman Chief Executive of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Mara, retired, commended all the officers and men of the PHPC, Tinkan, and Special Operations Unit of the agency that had been working on the targeted containers for their vigilance and professionalism. He equally praised the support received from all the stakeholders at the ports that enabled the seamless and successful operation in the course of targeting the shipments. He also applauded operatives in Lagos, Niger, Bauchi, and PHRA, as well as other commands across the country for their diligence and balance in their drug demand reduction and drug supply reduction efforts. That's it on arrests and seizures. Now here are some of the wider activities across the country for the week. Over to you, Comfort.
Thank you, Marian. My name is Comfort Folorunshaw, and here are some of the water activities across the country for the week. As part of effort to combat drug abuse and promote awareness amongst Nigerian population, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) continues to embark on a comprehensive war against drug abuse WADA social advocacy initiative that enlightens the populace on the need to remain drug-free by reaching out to educational institutions across the country and actively engaging students. The NDLEA is on a path to raise a generation of drug free adolescents and a drug free future for all. On Monday, 26th August 2024, the Enugu State Command delivered Water Enlightenment Lecture to members of Enugu Eze Kingdom, Udi local government area, while the Abia to Central Bank, Kaduna, same day. On Thursday, 29th August, the Adamawa State Command delivered a WADA sensitization lecture to members of Dan Lungu community, Jiamata Yola North local government area. The Ekiti State Command also engaged members of the Association of Pharmaceutical Products Marketers in Ado Ekiti, sensitizing them on the need to abstain from selling controlled and illicit substances. Same Thursday, the Kwara State Command paid water advocacy visit to the Nigerian Correctional Service, Ilorin, and on Friday, 30th August, the Oyo State Command concluded the week's water advocacy activities by delivering a compelling water sensitization lecture to youths during their summer class at Olubadan Stadium, Iyaganku, Ibadan. Also, the Akwa Ibom State Command of NDLA took water advocacy lecture to youths at the Save the Children campaign annual holiday camp at Community Secondary School, Akwa Ofom, Uyo, highlighting the role of education in empowering youths and resisting substance abuse. That's the update for this week. My name is Comfort, and I hand you over to our host, Mr. Femi Babafemi.
All right, thank you very much, dear Miriam and Comfort. Welcome back from the news highlight segment. Now let's remind ourselves about some of the rules guiding our engagement on this platform today. Please let's ensure that the moment we are our guest presentation, I will start inviting individuals to unmute themselves to ask their questions or make their contributions in few seconds. Note also that we don't encourage unauthorized. We would appreciate if we all stick to these rules so that we can enjoy and benefit from the experiences we'll be sharing on this platform today. We appreciate your usual cooperation in this regard. Okay, before we get to get our guests to speak, let's quickly remind you about the NDLA's call center. That's a platform for everyone who, wherever you may be in any part of the country, whether you are in the Northwest, in the Northeast, North Central, South, Southeast, and Southwest, you can sit in the comfort of your homes and enjoy or benefit from the services of our experts, our professionals. That is those at the NDLA's call center. They are indeed from counselors to clinical psychologists, psychotherapists, and indeed psychiatric doctors. They are available 24/7. You can call them any hour and any minute of the day. If perhaps you have issues with your friends, your relations, or your kids who are struggling with substance abuse, they will be able to guide you, support you, and even provide you psychosocial support services. This is all available for each and every one who need help, who need treatment. Please let's all we need to do is to dial our toll-free helpline 0800 1020 3040. I repeat the number again. The toll-free helpline to call in case you need help or support is 0800 10 20 30 40. Please let's take advantage of this platform to provide support and treatment to our loved ones who may be struggling with substance abuse. What this has done is to eliminate the fear of being judged or being stigmatized. You don't need to see them face to face. They can provide you support, teletherapy on the telephone, and you are not paying for the call. The bill is on us. Please, let's take advantage of this. Let's also share the information to those who need this information. Apart from that, we'd also like to inform you that indeed this service is language sensitive. You can, if you cannot speak English or you cannot speak Pidgin, that the service is can be provided in English, Pidgin, and if you cannot speak any of those, you can also be assisted. Our experts can speak with you on any of the three major Nigerian languages, that is Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo. Please let's share this information so that nobody will have an excuse not to seek help or treatment, especially when they really need support. Okay, I think already I have quite a number of people on the space, but let me quickly recognize some of them. I'll come back to recognize more people as we go on. I already saw right on the space Dr. Edine Usoro. Thank you, Dr. Edine Usoro. We also have Wellington Olaya, Farouk Tanimu, Ahmad at Arewa Poet. We also have Dr. Abdullahi, who is joining us from VAL, the Esa Mental Health Foundation. Thank you, Dr. Abdullahi, for always being regular and constant here. Pascal Ewebu, Maruf Lawa. We also have Mieti Allah, that's Macban, Nigeria. Mohammed, one of my colleagues. I've seen Michelle. I've also seen a senior member of this platform, Dr. Dokun Adedeji. Thank you very much, Dr. Dokun. I've seen Usman Opelope TG. We have someone who was a guest on this platform about 2 weeks ago, thereabout, Madam Maria Ilubohi. Thank you, Maria, for being part of the conversation today. Bonded Brothers. I've also seen another senior member of this platform, Dr. Asiya Adamubi. We have quite a lot of other people. I'll be recognizing them as we go by. But quickly, let's take a listen to what our guest today will be sharing with us, his story. That is Sadiq Ibrahim Abuka. Sadiq is a teacher by profession, an anti-drug abuse advocate, a social rehabilitation counselor, and a substance use and dependence survivor. He has a struggle of about 10 years. His story, like many others, is indeed something. He has quite a lot to share with us. So let me please join me in welcoming Sadiq Ibrahim as I invite him to unmute himself while we listen to him spend the next 30 minutes thereabout to share the story of his decade-long struggle with drug dependence. Please go ahead with your presentation, Sadiq. Thank you. Sadiq, you can unmute yourself now and let's listen to you. You are still muted, Sadiq. Okay, now you are muted. Go ahead, please.
Good day, my distinguished audience. My name is Sadiq Ibrahim, as said by the co-host, the story of my journey into drug use. My name is Sadiq Ibrahim Badiku, Kaduna, born on the 25th January 1989 in Badiku, Kaduna State, Nigeria. Are we together? I am single.
You are very loud and clear. Go ahead, Sadiq.
I am single, a teacher by profession, an anti-drug abuse advocate, and also an ex-victim addiction. I started using drugs in 2007. my first year in the university, a victim of university CASU in 2009 due to drug use, problems, and lack of class time and attendance. As we all know, school dropout is one of...
Hello, Sadiq. Sadiq, can you listen to me? Your network went off at a point. Can you start? Can you start can you start again so that we can get your story? We can follow your story sequentially, please. Thank you.
Yes, sir. My name is Sadiq Ibrahim Badiko Kaduna, born on the 25th of January 1989 in Badiko, Kaduna State, Nigeria. I am single, a teacher by profession, an anti-drug abuse advocate, a social rehabilitation counselor, and also an ex-victim of drug use and addiction. Are we together? I started using drugs in 2007, my first year in the university. A victim of peer pressure, I was influenced by a friend, a situation that led to my withdrawal from Kaduna State University due to drug use problems and lack of class time and attendance. As we all know, school dropout is one of the influence of drug use and bad friends. Am I communicating?
Please go ahead.
God so kind.
Go ahead. I guess we may have to use Sadiq. Francis, please, you have to take the other platform. Let's have him speak directly. I envisage this, that his network may not may have a problem.
Can I continue, sir?
Yeah, you went off, so I'm trying to organize another means for you to speak so that we can hear you properly. I've asked Francis to get to switch you to another platform. This, I guess your network is having some issues. Okay, pending when that comes on. Sadiq, can you hear me? Yes, Sadiq is not hearing me at the moment. Yes, Sadiq, can you hear me? Yes, I think we have to. Yes, Sadiq, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, please go ahead, Sadiq, if you can hear me. Go ahead, Sadiq. Yes, Sadiq, you are speaking your background. Sadiq, go ahead. Yes, Sadiq. Where is Francis now at the moment? Sadiq? Okay, pending when we'll sort out the network issues with Sadiq. I think, okay, if Dele can also assist Francis there, please let's get Sadiq on the other platform. His network is most likely going to be giving us a headache so that we can get to speak directly with him rather than using his network on this. Let's quickly connect with him, but pending that, let's recognize some of our compatriots on this space. I have already just joining us, a regular member of this platform, that is John Ogunjimi. Thank you very much, John, for being part of this conversation. Today we also have Funsho Jimo, a conversation this afternoon. Earlier, I recognize, okay, let me have Francis back now. I recognize Dr. Asiya Adamubiu. Thank you very much, Dr. Asiya Adamubiu. We also have Bonded Brothers. Thank you very much, Maria Lubohi. Thank you very much. Okay, Francis, are you ready for with him now? Would like to bring on Francis, Sadiq through Francis Andu. Francis, let me know if you can hear me, please. Okay, pending when they sort that out. Thank you very much, Madam Maria there. Would also have Opelope TJ. Thank you very much, Opelope TJ. Would also have Usma. Thank you, Usma. Thank you very much, Dr. Dokun Adedeji. Thank you for being part of the conversation today. Again, we have Micha. Thank you, Micha. Micha is my colleague here. Thank you, Mohammed. We also have Mieti Allah, that is Magba, Nigeria. Thank you, Mieti Allah. Maruf Lawa, thank you, Maruf. We'd also have Pascal Iwebu, thank you, Pascal. Thank you also, Dr. Abdullah. Dr. Abdullah is a consultant psychiatrist at the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Zaria. He's joining us via the handle of SM Mental Health. Thank you very much, Dr. Abdullah. We'll also have Ahmad at Arewa Poet. Farouk Tanimu, thank you for being part of the conversation this afternoon. We also have Wellington Olaya. Thank you, Wellington. We also have joining us Dr. Edine Usoro. Thank you, Dr. Edine Usoro. Now, let me check with my people now. Francis, are you here now? Okay, I'm trying to share with them. Okay, let's see. I guess Francis, what's happening at your end? Farouk, if you can hear me, you may exit and then come back again because we obviously, I hope you are not speaking so that you think we are on with you. We are not really on with you. We have a problem with your network. Please exit and come back pending when Francis is able to connect with you. I guess Francis is also having issues. That's why he couldn't connect with him. But then Farouk, Dele, you may have to help him from this end. I guess Francis is around the same location with Sadiq, so they may be having the same issues. Let Dele connect with Sadiq direct so that you can put him to speak on your handle. Okay, pending while we sort that out, I'd like to appreciate some more people. Mike Foley, thank you, Mike Foley, for being part of the conversation today. We'd also have Moyen Onyemiachi. Thank you, Moyen, for being part of the conversation today. We'd also have Gbafum I am 365. Thank you, Gbafum. And again, I'd like to appreciate Ibrahim Zakaria. Ibrahim Zakaria, thank you for being part of the conversation today. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if Francis is stable now. Francis, can you hear me?
Hello, sir. Sadiq is ready.
Okay. Let him start from the beginning so that we don't lose track of his sequence, please. Please go ahead with him. Yes, I think the same. Francis, the same problem is happening to you also. No. Can you hear me now? Okay. Oh, okay, go ahead then. I think no, I think there is something. He has multiple systems. He has to step. No, he has to stay away from his. He has to stay away from his own. He has his own system on. He has to stay away from that. He has to step so that we can hear him loudly.
I will brief him on that, and then I will get back. Just give me a few minutes.
Okay. Pending when Francis sorts that out with Sadiq, he's obviously within a space where he's speaking within the same. I think Bamidele, go ahead and connect with him so that we have a better, clarity from this end rather than. I also think Dele, please go ahead. Okay, please. Apologies would resolve the matter in few seconds. It's Brahim. Okay, let's appreciate Jesus Sunday. Thank you, Jesus Sunday, for being part of the conversation today. Linus Arrow, thank you for being part of the conversation today. And would also like to appreciate Ruthiaba. Ruthiaba, thank you for being part of our conversation today. Would also like to appreciate Maji Imam. Maji Imam Asil. Maji, okay. Thank you, our own Euphemia. Thank you, Euphemia, for being part of the conversation today. Thank you, Toby Stephen. Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Iko Mola Oluwagbenga Bayowa. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me see if Francis, let me know if you are sorted now. Yes, Francis. Okay, Dele, let's have a minute interlude so that we can let's have some a minute music interlude, and then would sort out Sadiq properly. Thank you. All right, Sadiq, can you hear? Yes, Sadiq, can you hear me? Okay, please go ahead.
A teacher by profession,
Yeah, I think Francis is better Dele connects with him from here. Your own network. Because the two of you are within the state, because it's still not audible, definitely the same network problem. Dele, go ahead, connect with him, and let's have a minute music interlude, please.
Like a custard. ní ṣẹlẹ̀, àbẹ̀lẹ̀ kò sí, ìmàmá wọn náà mọ̀. Mama wanna move. Respect, Felix King. Today.
Yes, I can hear you, but I don't know how. Where is it now?
Sadiq, you can go ahead. Let's try one more time.
The story of my journey into drug use. My name is Sadiq Ibrahim Badiku Kaduna, born 25th January 1989. I'm single, a teacher by profession, and I'm a drug advocate, a social rehabilitation counselor, and also an ex-victim of drug use and addiction. In 2007, my first year in the university. A victim of peer pressure, I was influenced by a friend, a situation that leads to my withdrawal due to drug use problem and lack of class time. And we all know, drop out is one. In total, I got dropped out of our institution twice due to negative influence of drug use and bad friends. Am I communicating? God so kind, I was favored.
Yeah, there he goes again. I think it's better we connect with him directly from the studio.
No, sir.
No, we have to connect with him directly. It's obviously the two of you are having a switch.
No, I wasn't hearing. I think he's stable now. I think he has switched off his other laptop or phone. So let's just take. Sadiq, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead.
My journey into drug use. My name is Sadiq Ibrahim Badiku Kaduna, born on the 25th 1989 in Badiku, Kaduna State, Nigeria. I am single, a teacher by profession, an anti-drug abuse advocate, a social rehabilitation counselor, and also an ex-victim of drug use and addiction. I started using drugs in 2007, my first year in the university. A victim of peer pressure. I was influenced by a friend. A situation that led to my withdrawal from Kaduna State University, Council, in 2009, due to drug use, problem, and lack of class time and attendance. Am I communicating? As we all know, school dropout is one of the effects of drug abuse. In total, I got dropped out of higher institutions twice due to negative influence of drug use and bad friends. God so kind, I was favored by God, parents, and the people around me. God gave me an insight to understand that destroying one's body through drug use isn't a good one, and religiously is sinful and prohibited. Though by 2009 I was still into drug use, but I did also hate and disliked it because I started writing and making research on effects of drug and substances abuse. After 2 years of drug use, this is also when I started moving around with pen and paper to all the drug joints and jungles, where we and my friends normally sit down to use drugs, properties. On getting to this spot, I write whatsoever forms of action for activities of drug use that happened around there. I was also writing anything on drug abuse. Am I communicating? I was also writing anything on drug abuse that I heard in news with the intention of putting the information together in a book. The information to the upcoming ones for them to shun drugs. By the grace of Almighty God, the book title is completed and undergoing editing. I could remember in 2013, I was tricked and lured by some of my friends who normally sit and abuse drugs together. Unknowingly to me, they have sat down and made plans on how they will collect the book from me with the intention of burning it, which they succeeded. The person that collected the manuscript of the book from me lied to me that he wants to read it so that he can give his own contribution. I was very intention. He collected it from me and burned it. He came back to me with long face, full of lies, and told me, and he went back the next morning and found the sheet of the book that some unknown thieves burned it. Then after some days, the real position and reason behind the burning of the manuscript reached me. The reason given by the planners is I want to expose the secret of drug abusers. It was a very sad moment. I spent almost 2 weeks not in my normal self because of the drug manuscript. And another saddest part behind the burn book is I don't have any backup. I had to start from the beginning. Give it to Almighty God for giving me wisdom, knowledge, strength, health, and forbearance to write another book, which is still undergoing editing and looking for sponsorship. Thanks and glory be to God for the gifts. Throughout my addiction journey of suffering, which lasted for almost 6 years, I was unable to sleep nor carry out my day-to-day activities smoothly without taking the substances I like most. The drugs I took most are cough syrup with codeine, Referol tablets, Ruchi, popularly known as 542, diazepam tablets, and cannabis or hemp. Due to addiction, meaning I have become addicted because I reach a certain stage that when it is 3 p.m. of each and every blessed day, if I didn't take the abuse drug, I am craving, my stomach will start developing serious pains. I will remain in that pain. If the abuse drug is I get the abuse drug and put them in my mouth, I swear to Almighty Allah, the stomach pain will disappear. And if I didn't get the abuse drug, I cannot sleep. And throughout that period, I will remain in pain. So by all means, I must source for money to get the drugs. At this junction, I would like to call on my fellow youth and Nigerians to say no to drug and substance abuse because it leads to addiction, meaning dependence on the drug, on the abused drug. And addiction is a monster that takes away one's life. Say no to drug abuse and also war on drug abuse. The drug use made me a liability to myself. Am I communicating? Friends and loved ones. It came to a time that I started selling my personal belongings to buy drugs. When I didn't have any more to sell, I jumped to that of my parents, stealing our household properties and belongings to sell or exchange for drugs. Because stealing is one of the caused by drug abuse. So my fellow youth, say no to drug and substances abuse. Drug and substances abuse leads to stealing my parents' property really made me suffer the more because I was made to serve several punishments from my parents and uncles. At a time, my legs were chained with chains made of iron wood. But whenever I went chains of drug abuse and addiction. Honestly speaking, I wasn't involved in any clinical rehabilitation treatment prior turning or changing point. But again, another people of the opportune and blessed with a humble, lovely, and godly parent who, no matter how I annoy or enrage them, they never always pray and seek for Almighty God's guidance for me. And again, in praying and finding ways to help me change and come, that they performed all their responsibilities to me, like paying my school fees, buying clothes for me, shelter, etc. Even though I was 2 times school dropout, they never got discouraged. They still sent me to another school, and now presently as a graduate. They give me the Western, religious, and vocational knowledge. I pray to Almighty God to have mercy and compassion on my parents, more than the way they shown to me. And found health, long life, and prosperity. Today, God has shown me mercy in transforming, changing my life, and also freeing me from the evil chains of drug abuse and addiction. Thanks and glory be to Almighty God. Today is getting to 8 years of regaining independence from drug abuse and addiction. And I am now presently a teacher, role model, anti-drug abuse advocate, a writer, researcher on drug abuse, personal, social, and rehabilitation counselor. More than calling prayer, 5 daily prayers, and people to come and worship God. And God willing, an upcoming author of the book Drug Abuse and its Effect on Nigerian Youth and Nigerians. I would also like to use this great opportunity and medium to seek for support and help from the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, retired General Buma Marwa, a humble, godly, patriotic, resilient, and enable leader and Nigerian. In actual fact, I lack words that will best describe him and his personality. So please help me in achieving my dream of educating my fellow youth and Nigerians on effects of drug and substances abuse by helping me with editors, sponsorship, and publishing my book. Sir, I have a lot of contribution to give to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, and Nigerians in fighting drug and substances abuse. Sir, I will also wish to have an avenue with you for further discussion based on your capacity in terms of drug abuse and youth development as a mentor.
All right. Are you done there? Yeah, are you done? Are you done there? Okay, quickly round up so that we can have the interaction now.
And those who will help me to continue with my enlightenment program, which are still on or taking place in my social media platforms or handles. Because fighting drug abuse is a collective responsibility of all good and patriotic citizens, not that of NDLEA only. So I implore each and every Nigerian on drug abuse, WADA, heaven and better Nigeria.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's hold it. Let's hold it there. Let's hold it there. Thank you very much, Sadiq. Hold on. Let's hold it there. You have opportunities to respond. I have quite a number of questions for you already in DM. You have the opportunity to respond to them, so that basically we just want to pick lessons from your experience, and so that others can learn from this. But before I go to our DM to ask you some, questions, that's questions sent in by people who are on the platform who may not be able to speak, but I can see a number of questions streaming in now. But first, let's give the, some opportunity to those already on the platform who may want to respond to your experience or what you have shared. I know Sadiq has quite more than what he has shared, but I hope he will be able to share more in the course of the interaction. That is the question and answer session, so that we can have more insight into his experience. So let's quickly, okay, maybe I have Dr. Asiya Adamubiu already with the mic. So let's listen to Dr. Asiya Adamubiu first, and then I come to Bolaji after Bolaji Mohammed. Please go ahead, madam.
Good afternoon, Dr. Babafemi. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Sadiq, well done. I just want to know if can you enlighten us a bit about your recovery process? Because this is quite vital. A lot of people are listening to you. What really was your recovery process? Did you have any relapse? How was it handled? Thank God for your parents who acted properly as caregivers. This is what we advocate for all caregivers to those who are those who are struggling with drugs. That they should be positive and allow for proper recovery, not with negative emotions, but with positivity. Now, can you please enlighten us? Did you have any form of relapse? Did you go? You said you didn't go through any rehab. You only prayed and fasted. But I would like to know, how did you struggle through that? Thank you.
I think the only medical rehab that I was opportune to have by my mom. My mom is a medical nurse. So, from time to time, she normally puts me on drip, like waters, like if I could remember the name, like Flagyl, IV, with ciprofloxacin. I think that was treatment I undergo. But I'm at the main turning point. I could remember it was 2016 when it was about to start fasting. Then, if I fast, then I will no longer feel that stomach pain. Even if I take the drugs, during the fasting period, I will no longer feel that pain in my stomach. So, when I discovered that, after the fasting, after the Ramadan month has ended, then I now continue the fasting. I normally fast Thursday and Monday. Each Thursday and Monday, I normally fast. So that's how I get to my addiction problem. I didn't undergo any medical treatment. I think it was the vision and prayers of my parents. And even me too, I was prayerful. Honestly speaking, I was very prayerful because from the one, I know it's not a good thing. That normally, my parents, whatsoever I did to them, howsoever I annoy them, they say good words to me. Their words is prayers for them. That inshallah God will guide me to, and I will go back to my normal self. And alhamdulillah, I regain myself back. I didn't undergo any medical rehabilitation.
Okay, I think the point there is Sadiq's mom is a nurse, and based on her practice or experience, she decided to provide some support for him at home. And in addition to that, I hope I get the summary of what Sadiq said. And in addition to that, that is actually the main issue. That is, the family looked up to God, especially the victim himself, that Sadiq himself, also held on to God to be able to overcome the cravings of drug abuse. That, I guess, is Sadiq's response to Dr. Asiya Adamubiu's question there. Okay, fair enough. Let's take the next question, intervention, or contribution from Mobolaji. Mobolaji, please go ahead. Yes, Mobolaji, you have your hand up. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. Otherwise, I'll go to the next person. Okay. Okay. If okay, Mobolaji, I think your network has issue. We are not hearing you. Okay. Go ahead now. We can hear you.
Good afternoon, everybody. So about this drug stuff. I'm not an addict. I've never been addicted to drugs, but I know friends that have been addicted to it and are still addicted to it. You know, they've been going through stuff. Life has been affecting them, and because of that, they felt like, this thing, taking a dosage would help them feel good. So obviously, addiction developed over time because their current situations in terms of business, personal livelihood, all those stuff, it didn't change, and they started what they call it. So they went deeper into drugs because drugs was the only thing that was just keeping them afloat and keeping them from having suicidal thoughts or just killing themselves outrightly. It's been going on for for years now. I advise them because me, I've never been into drugs because I just felt like this is something that is not even going to help me and it's not going to make me feel better. So why should I do something like that, knowing that I'll put myself into something I won't be able to get out of? So the question I wanted to ask is, like, right now, this my what would they be able to do right now to get out of the situation, because their lives right now, is not about that. They really are lost, and they just and drugs. I wonder why they drug. That's the time that they are really happy and just okay with everything that's going on in life. So my advice is, what can they do to?
All right, thank you, Mobolaji. I'll invite Dr. Asiya Adamubi to respond to him. It's not for Sadiq. Let's have experienced experts. Dr. Asiya Adamubi, are you there? Are you available? Okay, if Dr. Asiya is taking time there, Mobolaji, the truth is the fact that they don't have something doing or the economic challenges, that's not a justification for them. And the fact that they have been turning to these drugs to give them momentary relief from their from their challenges, does that take the challenges away? No, the challenges remain there. And in addition to the fact that the challenges are not going because somebody that is under the influence of illicit substances cannot think straight or even think of how to get out of his problems. He's only getting himself deeper into more problems, because over time these drugs would definitely lead to some health complications, meaning that their problems have become complicated, and then they have to remain with the challenges of lack of jobs or the economic challenges they are facing, as well as, again, nursing the health challenges. Nursing the complications from the abuse of these illicit substances. So you're in the right place as their friend, someone close to them, to tell them that indeed that will not solve their problem, rather it will complicate the issues for them. And so, like I did say earlier, we have a toll-free helpline that you can give to them to call to seek help and support. That is 0800 1020 3040. Please give them the toll-free helpline to call and seek for support, seek for help, seek for assistance. That's the way out for them. It's not their resort to drug use would not in any way solve the problem they are in or the challenges they are faced with. It will not solve it, and at the end they will have more complications as a result of the long use of these illicit substances. Thank you very much, Mobolaji, for your contribution and question. Let's turn to Dr. Edinen Usoro. Let's have your intervention or questions.
Good evening, fellow Nigerians. I think the talk by our brother is very touching. Some of the things I got from him is number one, the parents were there, and two, the issue of rehabilitation, which I think that the agency is very expensive outside. I don't know whether we are aware of that. It's very expensive. Even some of the NGOs that are running stuff, it's very expensive, and not so many families can afford that. And so what happens is that these guys just get back doing what they know how to do, because some of these drugs they take is cheaper than the cost of treatment. So I want to maybe ask if the agency can do some kind of intervention in that respect. And then also the fact that the agency is doing a good work. Because of the nature of my work, I'm a security person, but I try as much as possible to hook up to this space. And I think on the X channel, this is one of the programs I don't normally want to miss. Why? I'm a community leader. I'm a titled man, so I have these problems every time. And you can't be a leader when problems come. Not every problem really, at the first instance, you need money to solve. So I try as much as possible to make sure that 3 p.m. Fridays, I try to be on space here. So I want to please ask that the agency should continue with this good work and see how what we are learning, because it's very limited number of people. I mean, if money is to be shared here now, maybe a bag of rice, I know that you have more than 100,000 people listening. How do we get this information so that our younger groups, young people, student groups, labor groups, and religious organizations can get some of their people who are counselors? Because in I'm a Christian. In every church, we have counselors, and I don't think it will be out of place to get some of those people who counsel people. Because not all problems are really just a spiritual. You pray, Thank God for what God did for Sade. But sometimes too, you need the medical, the mental knowledge, the scientific knowledge. So I want to please ask that the agency should do more in trying to say, can we expand this discussion? Can we expand the space? How do we get people in? And some of us who come in regularly, if the agency can maybe a way to help us, send out the information. So we invite more people to come listen. Since the data people use in sharing techniques on WhatsApp, on other spaces, we can use it to listen so that we can be able to be of help. Not to outsiders, but our own family, close people, our church members, our mosque members, our village people, our community people. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much there, Dr. Usoro. Your points well noted, and we appreciate your contribution, and thank you for being part of this conversation. Indeed, the agency has 30 treatment and counseling centers across the country, and in addition to that, this is not commercial. These people are not charged for the treatment they receive from these centers, apart from their maintenance, which they have to, that is feeding and their basic needs, which they have to be responsible for. That is one. So we encourage people, as many as we can take. Daily we have requests from people, and we direct them to these centers. Again, in addition to that, we also have a call center where we also have the same set of experts, ranging from counselors, clinical psychologists, psychotherapy, psychiatrists. We even have volunteers. Somebody like Dr. Asiya Abdamubil has assisted as a volunteer at that call center before. So I think, and that's also free. So we continue to do the best we can, and also all of this needs a lot of funding, and government alone cannot do this. We also look for support from private, well-spirited individuals and organizations. We'll continue to do the best we can. Please rest assured But then this is a collective thing, is what we all have to be involved in. This is not just about government. It's not just about an agency that is funded by government. And you know, when I mean that's 100% funded, we don't generate revenue. So you know that puts a limit to also the funding we can get. So, but then let's see this, and that's the spirit of WADA, War Against Drug Abuse Social Advocacy Initiative. We work with individuals, organizations, civil society, non-governmental, faith-based organizations. I will continue to expand and push the frontiers. And one of the things we have done is also to come on this social media space. As we are live on X here, we are also streaming live on Facebook as well as on our YouTube channel, just to engage as many people as we can. And it's recorded. We can always go back and share the link with others, with our friends, with our community members, and everybody within our social group, so that we can, so that they can benefit from the experiences, from the knowledge shared on this platform. Once again, we'd like to appreciate Dr. Edine Osoro for his thoughts and for his contribution. Quickly, let's take the next contribution from Ahmad. Ahmad at Arewa Poet, please go ahead. After Ahmad, then we'll come to Miyetti Allah. Ahmad, are you there? If you are not ready, I'll go to the next person, or I'll go to take some messages from our DM. Okay, if Ahmad is not ready, Miyetti Allah, are you ready? Miyetti Allah, who is on the handle of Miyetti Allah? If Miyetti Allah is not ready, okay, let me take the next set of questions from our DM.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes. Yeah, please go ahead, Miyetti Allah.
Yes, I remember Comrade Yusuf Abubakar, the Special Assistant of the National President of Miyetti Allah, Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Magba, of Digital Media and Publicity. I have a little contribution and some questions. I must appreciate this platform, that is NDLEA, for the jobs they have been doing nationwide to cope the effect of drugs abuse. Can you hear me?
You are very loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Yes. Actually, we the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders, we are an association of pastoralists, the largest pastoralist association nationwide, and most of our members are based on rural areas. As you can know, when we say headers, pastoralists, we're talking about people who are in rural areas, not people who have opportunity in the urbans. And we have our own challenges in terms of drugs and other things. But one of the key problems we are having is a lack of awareness to our members in terms of the effect of this problem. And as an association, we highly appreciate to work with NDLEA in order to sensitize our members so that they will know, some of them will know the effect, because you are the experts. You know how you sensitize more. And this is part of the NDLEA objectives, because you know, drugs is a very, very bad effect. It is causing a lot of problems. But we think if we can collaborate with NDLEA and sensitize some of our members, some kind of things will reduce in terms of rural areas, but we are lacking that. And this is the reason when I entered Twitter and I saw NDLEA on space, I have to quickly join the space in order to appeal to the NDLEA on this. Then number two is to what the question I have is I have like let me say like 3 questions. Number one is that how do we intend to educate and sensitize our members? How do we intend to do that? Number one. Number two, how do you how do NDLA impact on the livelihood of the pastoralists and the rural areas? Then number three is that drugs abuse in rural communities. That is number three. Before I take up, because I don't have much time, I into another thing. I have to go and pray. I couldn't even go and pray because of just waiting for you to call the Mieti Allah to speak on behalf of them. Please, we highly appreciate that, because many of, let me give you an example. Before even joining the office of the president of Mieti Allah, I am a real pastoralist who rear cattle before 2018, because I'm an MSc UDA. I graduated from Ahmadu Bello University Zaria in computer science and did my MS in computer science, and I'm an academic staff in the same university. Based on that, before coming to this place, I have experienced a lot of when my parents hired laborers. Most of the time before I will see them, some of them will be buying Igbo and Wiwi and others. I think this, I observe, my observation then is that when they took those kind of drugs, when they go to go to grace, they used to, maybe that one will be part of their damages of cross and other, do a lot of what they are not intended to do. And sometimes they even influence some of my the homies, because the laborer will not come and influence the homies because of this thing. They are doing what is not right, and they don't know the effects. They don't know anything. They feel that when they take this thing, they are very okay. This is the experience which I got, and in my own home and other neighbors. When we are grazing, and sometimes that is why when the issue of sometimes grazing and other things is happening in terms of farms, you see that some of the laborers too, they will just get drugs and be taking and other things, which they can't even think well, they can't do anything. All they know is that some of them said then they will not even. I was asking one that because I remember in Oyo State then, that was around 2017. A farmer came to our house, which my dad have to pay the sum of a huge amount. When we are interrogating the guy, the laborer, at the end of the day, he was not telling us that he didn't even see the farm. But at the end of the day, we realized that he was on drugs before going to the bush. Those are some of the factors which if this respected NDLEA can be able to think beyond the box and try to sensitize our people in the rural area. I think working together with Mieti Allah, I think at least we can get a better society without these problems, because it's causing a lot of issues to us. This is the little we said. I have to repeat. Thank you for giving me the privilege. I have to repeat my question, and I have to wait some minutes to get the feedback of the question, the answer. Sorry.
Thank you.
Number one.
You don't need to repeat. Don't need. I have them.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly respond to your comments and questions. All your three questions, they are all related, and I will say, can you mute yourself so that you'll be able to hear me properly and there won't be interference coming from you? All right, thank you very much there. I'd like to assure you that indeed the NDLA is very well prepared and ready to partner with Mieti Allah. Just rest assured about that. If it has to, basically, our interest in our drug demand reduction efforts is to raise awareness, to educate the people, and that is why every day of the week we work with non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, faith-based organizations to go to schools, markets, motor parks, communities, rural areas to raise awareness, to organize lectures, to discuss with people and talk to them. And I can assure you that indeed Miyetti Allah will not be an exception. I'll just need, if you can come to our DM so that you can provide us your contact. Will be ready to meet with your leadership of, that is the national leadership of your body, and then we set up a meeting with the national leadership, because we know that your organization is well structured. I'm very much aware about that. You are well structured from the national to the state to the local level. So we're very much ready to partner with you at those levels. We have commands across the country. They can work with your members to educate them and to guide them and continue the partnership so that we can get you involved in all that we do to resolve or to attend to the problem of substance abuse among pastoralists. That I believe will be sufficient for now. But then please do come to our DM to give us your contact. We'll liaise with you and get things sorted out. Thank you very much once again, Miyetti Allah, for coming on our space and for being part of this conversation. I believe you must be satisfied with that assurance from us, I believe. Thank you very much once again. We'll move to the next now. Okay, let's quickly, we have, okay, Ahmad, are you ready for us now? Ahmad Atarewa, poet, are you ready? I'll go to take some questions from quite a number of questions in our DM. Okay, Ahmad, I believe you are up, but your network is not allowing you. I can't hear you, so you have to. Okay, yeah, please go ahead.
I'm audible enough now.
Clear now, thank you. Yeah, Ahmad, you are off again. Okay, while Ahmad sorts that out, I have
I have a few questions for him, and of course, there are other.
Ahmad, your network is not stable.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, you are back again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I was saying I have a few questions for the presenter, but unfortunately he's offline. But I will say them regardless.
He's taking your he's listening. He's not offline. He's on Francis handle.
Okay. Yeah, yes. All right. So my first question is which is more of a concern. When you spoke about your friends and getting rid of your manuscript, I don't know. I feel like you're no longer supposed to be friends with them as long as you know this is what they do. So I do not even see any reason why you're still friends or in talking terms or associating with them in any way. Yeah, it's a thing of concern for me. You have to work on that. I don't know, but yes, you need to actually work on that. And secondly, I would want to understand your. I'm not disputing your recovery process where you said you spoke about fasting and prayers. Where I'm not disputing that. I clearly understand. I have an idea of what you're talking about because personally, and from other friends that we've seen who have gone into rehabilitation centers in and out, relapse in and out, stuff like that. We've seen how much impactful listening to falling back on the wings of religion like constantly listening to tafsirs, constantly listening to Quran recitation, stuff like that. Well, I have seen a couple of friends who have, after running up and down, skelter in and out of the rehabilitation centers, fall back to religion, has escaped, has a tool for comfort, especially after relapse, stuff like that. So I've seen that. So I just want to ask specifically, was there any was there a specific method that you actually relied on? Was it fasting, listening to tafsirs? I know someone who, okay, personally, I'm so in love with Sheikh Ahmed Tijani Gruntma. I love his methodology in tafsirs. So I just want to know your own, what was your factor of what were you falling, what pattern are you falling onto in terms of religion? Then then thirdly, what I would want to say also, you said you were writing a book, which is a good thing to document, to put down your story, yes, to put down capture those moments of struggle, those moments of addiction, those moments of loneliness, in such an order. It's encouraging. I like that. It's a beautiful thought. However, I must say that you need to settle down. Don't rush to put out a mid package. Settle down, do a lot of research, sit down, look at things critically, sit down with experts, understand some certain things, so that if you are putting out a material there, can you hear me? Am I communicating, Mr. Wafemi?
Please go ahead.
Yes.
And let's round up, please.
Okay. So if you're putting out a material, make sure you're putting out a material, a qualitative material, so that people would learn one or two things. Then finally, when you spoke about how you were influenced, yes, but I was expecting you to take a little responsibility for some certain things. I don't know what your story is or what your purpose of relying on friends, but I remember mine was because growing up, I didn't grow up with my parents. So I grew up somewhere with my mom's elder sister, who, of course, her husband is a super rich guy back in Kanu there at the Nasarawa GRE there. So I remember ours was that nobody cared. It was a free lifestyle home where you just, everybody is free. You can go out at the time you want. So I remember mine was that I wasn't having who to talk to. If I come back from school, nobody cared. We just come eat, move out, go and play football, stuff. A carefree life, you know what it means. So I was looking for support system. I was looking for someone to tell me, okay, how was your day? I was lacking all those components. So I needed to find solace somewhere. So I had to fall back. So, of course, that was a factor. So I was expecting you to take responsibility. I wasn't hearing a sound. I was just seeing more of blaming your friends, blaming peer pressure. And I expect you to own your responsibility. Okay, there was some other things that you made, and own up to those choices. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
All right, thank you, Ahmad there at Arewa Poet. Okay, over to you now, Sadiq. Let's see how you're able to respond to all of his questions. I hope you wrote them down. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. And Ahmad, you asked three questions, isn't it? The first question, you said, how comes I'm no longer abusing drugs? And my manuscript, if I'm not mistaken, my manuscript was burnt by drug abusers. It didn't get me right. The time when the book was burnt, I was still abusing drugs. I started writing when the book book was born in 2012, and I started abusing drugs 2007. You see, almost 4 years into. So that time, I documented the book. When the book was born, I was still in the system. That was when the book was born. So I hope you get me right now. And the second thing is like, you're asking that I see how I came out of addiction was through prayers and fasting. It's like you're doubting. I'm a believer and you too, as you call you a Muslim.
No, I'm not doubting. Don't get me wrong. I'm not doubting. I said I'm not disputing your reliance on religious element for recovery, because I have seen, and it has also worked for me in terms of falling back. Some of our friends who have been in and out of rehab, finally some of them fell back to religion as a final stroke to actually pull them out. So I'm not doubting. I cannot doubt the impact, the effect of Quran.
Let me prove you right. Sorry, let me prove you right. You know, there is a verse that said, prayers distance one from committing sin. That was one. Then whoever got is the right guided one, and whoever go astray, no one to guide him except God. You believe in that, isn't it? Good. I told you when I was into drug abuse in 2016, during the month of Ramadan, when I fast, I no longer feel half that pain, that stomach pain that I normally have. That was not symptoms. I no longer feel it. So that was how I got. I don't feel like if I'm fasting, I no longer feel this pain. So from after Ramadan fasting, I now continue fasting. Am I communicating? That's fasting Monday until up to today. I stick to them. I'm still fasting. And I told you, I said it in my story, that when the fourth day I found myself into drug abuse, I dislike it. Honestly. Whatsoever we take, you cannot see, I don't allow people to see me taking it. You can only see me intoxicated, but not seeing me taking those drugs. I normally go and hide myself. It's only people that we take together with them that can only see me. I have that fear of God in me, and I have that shame of people seeing me abusing drugs. God bless me with that, what we call it, without faith. So, honestly speaking, I told you, the prayers of my parents, I told you, and you know, the prayers of parents on their children is accepted by God.
Okay, are you done with? Okay, go ahead.
I wish this program is live on television. I could have shown you my picture when I was abusing drugs, and my present picture now. You believe me what I'm telling you? I became addicted. Let me tell you something. I cannot spend a day without taking drugs.
I understand. I clear you. I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting you. So that means fasting. That from what you said now, fasting was actually your own. I get your point now. I get you now.
Fasting and my parents' prayers and their patience.
All right. Thank you there, Sadiq and Ahmad. Okay, let me see if I can be reading 2 questions at a time. Please note the questions so that you can let me see the ones that I think you would have taken care of. I'll skip them. At what point did you feel substance abuse wasn't? Okay, Lex is asking, at what point did you feel substance abuse wasn't all that beneficial? That is the turning point of your journey. Can you get that, Sadiq?
Come again.
At what point did you feel substance abuse wasn't all that beneficial? That is the turning point of your journey.
It was in 2016, sir.
Yes, what was the experience? What was the experience that turned you off, that made you to think it is time to have a change? That's the question Lex is asking.
The experience, if I look at the effect it has on me, one, I have tarnished my image. That's one. Secondly, again, people no longer respect me. That's another point again. Another effect that on me. My job, I have a business. My business was down due to drug abuse. Then it was only my close parents, my close relatives that really show compassion and love to me. Other people have distanced themselves from me. Even friends, good friends that we were together before, that they normally would never sit down and talk together. If I even talk to them, because they know I've become liability now. I can only ask them for help to pay me money. I have nothing to offer to them. So from that point, I don't feel kind. This thing is not a good thing. There are other measures I take. I'm sorry, I didn't say it. There are other measures I take, other steps I take. I engage myself in learning vocational skills. There are skills that I know they will not benefit. I have certificates from National Directorate of Employment. I learned certain definition. I'm handicapped. I'm having one hand. I cannot do it too, but I went there because learning coping skills are ways of preventing drug abuse. So I now go there to learn that skills because now mostly if I'm alone, that's when I normally abuse drugs. But if I'm in the mix of people, I don't longer take it. So I now try to be in the mix of people. That's another method I use. After I finish that and eat that,
Yeah, are you still there?
I'm serious now. I want to take me back to go and learn how to park.
Okay, thank you there. Yes, thank you there. Let's leave it there. Let's move on. Let's take the next contribution. Okay, let's hear from Mustafa. Mustafa, your question or intervention or contribution, please go ahead and mute yourself.
Thank you for that, Femi. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. Trust you are all doing well. I'm going to talk about something different from what they are saying. I'm going to bring up my experience. Actually, I was not one. I was not the victim. It was my brother who we stay in the same room with. We grew up together, but we were friends. But in the process of growing, he met up with some friends in the school, which his behaviors and attitude has changed already completely. When I realized, I'm the only one that realized that he has started taking drugs. So I try to tell him that what he was doing is not right, but he couldn't listen because he's the senior. He's my senior brother. So I just I don't want to expose him to our parent. So I at that time I just took things on my hand while I was thinking I will make him stop, which the level of the drugs, the level of taking drugs has increased, the level of it 80%. So at that time I realized that he's going out of control. So I expose him. I inform our parents that this is what is actually happening. So at that moment, our parents try so hard to see that he stopped mingling with those friends and maybe focus on his education. We started university together. He's my senior brother, but we started university together.
Yeah, Mustafa, you are off now. We can't hear you at the moment. If you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Please go ahead and
okay. I was saying we started university together, but it happens that I graduated, and he he spill over, he spill over, and he did the spill over 3 times. At the end, the school management has to call our parent attention that something is wrong, is really wrong with your son, and that is where our parents come in and then inform the management, even though they know, but they find a way to see that we need to do something on that. So at times that my brother, he started losing his mind. He started acting like mentally unstable, because at times he will even try to abuse our mother and try to beat anybody around him. While I got my job in another state, I just moved on. I left him and my mother. So things are going out of control, and that is why I advised my mother and to take him to the psychiatric hospital, where he was admitted for almost 6 months. Treating, and they are treating him on drugs, rehabilitating him, and then a lot of processes. So at the end, the level of drug, he stopped taking drugs, but he's mentally unstable, because when you are having conversation with him, you will realize that he is not normal, because the drugs has already affected him. So the doctors have advised us that this is a great
Mustafa, I don't know, I can't.
Hello?
Okay, you are back now.
Yeah,
Please
I'm
wrap
back.
up.
Okay. So what I'm basically trying to say here is that up to now, that my brother, he lost everything. He lost every part of his life. He couldn't graduate. I'm presently married with 4 children, but he couldn't. He's not married. He don't have any family. He's up to now, he's staying with our mother. While my life is like I've completely changed. I have my own house, my cars, everything. But he, because of the drugs, he lost everything. I'm the only guy that supported him. I support my mother, and at the same time him. And I even suggest that we should get somebody and him to be married. But my mother said he cannot be married because of his behavior. He's not taking drugs, but up to now he is not normal. So drugs has already damaged, completely destroyed his life. So this is my worst experience in life with drugs. I always, whenever I see a young people started mingling with drugs, I will always advise them that this is the damage and drugs has caused into my life, and I will advise them to go far away from drugs. Thank you. Over to you, Femi.
Wow, thank you very much, Mustafa. That was a very, indeed, pathetic story there. This is someone sharing a real-life experience, a real-life story of what drug has done to his own blood. That is his own elder brother. We pray that Almighty God would continue to support your family, strengthen you, and also help your brother to eventually overcome the challenge. Thank you very much, Mustafa, for your kindness and your boldness to be able to share this with us. I will believe that as many that will listen to this would also be able to learn a great deal from the story or the experience you've shared with us. Thank you indeed, Mustafa.
Thank you, Femi. Thank you for having me.
All right, then. Let's, we have next, we have barely 15 minutes more left, so let's quickly touch round. Okay, let's take the next intervention or question from Faisal. Faisal Lawa, quickly let's hear from you. Otherwise, I would like to engage Sadiq from some questions from our DM. Faisal Lawa, please quickly unmute yourself and let's hear from you. Otherwise, I'll go ahead to read some questions to Sadiq now. Okay, let me get this one from Digba. What's your addiction? Was it something you tried to manage? Okay, he has answered that. Looking back, okay. Looking back on your decade of struggle, what advice will you give to your younger self before the addiction took hold of you? Okay, Sadiq, I believe you can respond to this. Digba is asking, did you hear me?
No, sir.
Okay, now, Digba is asking, looking back on your decade of struggle with substance abuse, what advice will you give to your younger self before the addiction took hold of you? That is, if you had to reverse the hand, if you had to go back the years before you went into drug abuse or before you went into drug dependence, what advice will you give to your younger self? Thank you.
The advice I will give to my younger ones or to generations or to my fellow youth.
Okay, what would you think? What would you have done better? Let me help the person reconstruct it. The person is trying to ask that you don't forget that you gave a sequence of your story of how peer pressure and friends led you into drug abuse. This person is asking, what would you have done better rather than succumbing to the peer pressure? That's what the person is trying to ask you. It's the same thing as what would you advise the younger ones who find themselves in your position before you went into drug abuse?
The first advice I will give is to restrict peer pressure. Make sure you only be with the right company, with the good friends. Avoid the bad ones. If I get the question right, that's the advice I will give to my younger ones. Avoid the peer pressure. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you.
And if you try to avoid peer pressure.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, we are with you. We are with you, Sadiq. Okay.
Avoid peer pressure. If you try to
Okay.
be with the good company, then avoid drinking.
Go ahead, wrap up so that we can still take 2 or 3 more contributions.
Avoid being curious. Then being humble and godly. And they should know the principle, the religious principle concerning drug abuse. What religion says about drug abuse, both Islamic religion and the Christianity.
All right, thank you very much, Sadiq. Yeah, that's fine. Let's take because of time, we have barely 10 minutes more. Let's quickly take the next. Ibrahim, are you ready now? If your network is stable, let's hear from you before I go to our DM. Ibrahim, quickly unmute yourself and let's hear from you if you are ready. Okay, Faisal, are you ready now? You were interrupting. I had to mute you. Okay, if they are not ready, let's take this from.
I'm ready.
Please go ahead quickly, Faisal. Please go ahead. We don't have time.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Hello.
Go ahead, Faisal. Ask your question or make your contribution quickly, please.
My contribution here is our younger ones. We have to be monitoring them. What I mean by monitoring them, we have to be observing their movements, days after days, who is their friends and how they are moving. what they do in their activities, how they go along, who they go with. So in these particular aspects, we have to be monitoring them so that it will ease and reduce some things of this drugs abuse. Because friends are the ones that used to put some into this kind of addicts. Some are not in the habit, but due to some friends, hello.
Go ahead, wrap up quickly, please. Go ahead.
Some are not in the habit.
All right, I guess that we got exactly what he's trying to say. That's trying to advise the young people not to fall for peer pressure and to avoid all those temptations. Thank you very much, Pfizer. Unfortunately, we can't. Your network already taking you off. So let me read this from Best Ma. Sadiq Best Ma is asking, how has your experience with addiction shaped your outlook on life and your future goals? Sadiq, did you hear that? How has your experience with addiction shaped your outlook on life and your future goals? Did you understand that?
Affected. Yes, it's like she's asking me how does addiction affect my life? Isn't it?
Yeah, your perception about life and your future goals. Yeah.
Addiction have affected my life both physically and financially and morally. One, at the time of addiction, I wasted my time because I finished secondary school 2006. So I supposed to graduate, and my younger ones have graduated with their own families. But me now, I'm recovered. Now trying to building myself. I have to go from scratch now. Then, before I started again after the addiction period. So it affected me very well. Then physically also. It affected me physically. My physical outlook changed. So it was after some time and now because I started regaining my physical look. So addiction affected my life both physically, morally, and financially.
All right, thank you there, Sadiq. Victoria is asking here, you did mention the roles played by your parents, especially the love shown to you. Were there no low moments where they had to scold you in the course of your struggle, especially in the early days of their discovery that you are actually into substance abuse? Okay, please go ahead, Sadiq.
Yes, like I said, when the first day, my mother taking note of that I'm afraid. It was one night that I came into entered a room, then I was smelling. You know, one of the effects of smoking cigarette is the person smells. So I came into a room smelling. She now perceived the odor. She now said, "Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un." Sadiq, you started smoking. I said, "I knew." And I ran out. She wasn't. I don't think that night she couldn't. So she has to now call all her siblings, her uncles, sisters, and brothers. They came and put me down, talk to me, advise me that to stay away from it. It's not a good thing. And that first time, the material that my parents discovered that I'm into drugs. I find it very difficult. They couldn't allow me to go out again. They restricted my movement. They put eyes on me very well. Before they discovered, I've become so addicted. Even if they ask me that I shouldn't go out, I will sneak and go out. So it was a very bad experience. And even then, they were not happy But one thing is, gaskiya my parents, howsoever I enrich them or annoy them, they put it to me. They never say no bad words on me. And me, I think that was the main thing that worked on me. Because if the way good prayers of parents work on children, that's how the bad prayers of parents work on their children. Because I have friends that we were doing it together. Them, their parents, even, drug abuse kept our family apart. The parents dragged them from their homes. The parents distanced them from the children. So up till now, they are still in that addiction process. But me, the compassion shown to me by my parents, that one way of preventing drug abuse is compassion, showing love to the abuser or to the victim. So gaskiya, I was opportune to have that love and compassion from my parents. I think this is one thing. If I did something wrong, maybe I carry the property and sell it, they will tell me that what you did is wrong, and I will serve that punishment. Whenever I did something wrong, and they will tell me that you did wrong, and I will serve the punishment. Am I communicating? Then they love me when I did something good. They will tell me that yes, you did something good. But when I did something wrong, they will tell me that yes, what you did is wrong. Don't do it again.
All right, thank you very much there, Sadiq Ibrahim Abubakar. It's been 2 hours with us and sharing your experiences, your story, your struggle with substance abuse. We like to appreciate you for your time with us on this space today. Would also like to appreciate everyone that has contributed, especially Mustafa, who shared another intriguing and pathetic story of his elder brother. Thank you very much for being part of this conversation. But we believe definitely there are quite a lot of takeaways from this conversation today. The love of parents, the issue of peer pressure, and prayer. That is our faith. All of these are definitely, I believe, they are takeaways. Would also like to appreciate Dr. Edina Usoro, Dr. Asia Damubiu, and all of those that contributed one way or the other through your messages and through direct intervention on the space today. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you. This is how far we can go that we'll be able to go today because it's on top of the hour already, and today is Friday. We don't want to hold people down. Once again, we'd like to appreciate every one of you. Thank you very much, Sadiq Ibrahim. Sadiq Ibrahim is a teacher by profession, an anti-drug abuse advocate, a social rehabilitation counselor, and also a substance use and dependence advisor. He has quite a lot to share. But then, despite the challenge from his network provider, we're still able to get something out of the conversation. Thank you, everyone. Would like to inform you that indeed this conversation is recorded. You can always go back to our handles, whether on Facebook, on YouTube, on X here. Please, let's share this with others so that they can learn one or two things. That's how far we can go. Next week is another time, Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. local time. Would like to appreciate all our compatriots that join us from across Nigeria, across the world. We want to see you again next week so that we can continue this conversation. We can continue to push the frontier of sensitization and awareness, advocacy about this all-important topic. I'll see you there. My name is Femi Babafemi. I hand you over to Mahmoud. Please bye for now.
Thank you.
attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs some love. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It kill love, it kill dreams. It land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse